Hey everybody, it's Kit here and welcome back. I'm back. Welcome back to the Sims 4 Through the Veil story, and welcome back to me for back to content creation. I'm sorry. um Gosh, I mean I've said it I think a few times before in the past, but like when real life, comes and smacks me in the face, this is going to be one of the first things to go, and it definitely kind of smacked me in the face. Super hectic and crazy at my internship and my job, and then I was studying for an insurance course. I'm getting my license, or I'm hoping to get my license. I passed the exam, which is great, so now we're doing the other stuff for it, but that course, it was tiring. I gotta go home for a week, so I did a decent bit of traveling, and it's just been super hectic. And then I gotta go to a homesteading convention unexpectedly on yesterday, so that kind of skewed my plans a little bit for this weekend, but it was good, it was great. It's been so crazy busy. But yeah. I'll have plenty of stories and tales to regale you with in the future videos. But for right now, I'm just happy to be back. I missed you guys. I really missed content creation, and even though I need to be up at 7 a.m. or go get to work at 7 a.m., so I got to be up at 6 and it's 11 o'clock, I'm making decisions and I'm doing this instead. Um, I did mention that there was going to be only one more Through the Veil episode before we got back up to like done with this interval. There's going to be two because I need that wiggle room. I just need one more little bit. I've got the pictures, it's just I don't have the time. So that'll be in 2 weeks we will be done. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I missed you guys, and let's get into it. The next few days were spent in intense preparation. The plan the Westfalls and Nims had was tricky, and one mistake could cost someone a limb, their voice, a whole head full of curses, their life. Ezekiel gathered motes of power under hidden moonlight, sequestered away as they were in the magic realm. He wandered around, collecting as many as he could, and consumed them for the ritual ahead. When the Westfalls weren't in the magic realm, they were home. Ezekiel spent much of his time centering himself. If he was to be the vessel for the infinite river and the bounty he may be given, he had to be prepared. The infinite river was a font of seemingly endless power, and it was not meant for mortals like him. But he just wanted a little bit. A small drop of an otherwise endless font, but still it may overwhelm him. He had to be ready, and if his mind was not sound and ready, then there was nothing anyone would be able to do. As for Amira, she brewed her potions and studied her books. But she still had a job to do, and things had only gotten busier on that front. She needed a bit of relaxing downtime, so she worked her yarn and tried to feel the soothing, calming sensation this mask was supposed to provide. But all she felt was an itching, wet blanket smothering her face and clogging her pores. For Ezekiel, nothing else existed. He meditated further into the night, unaware of his wife's worries and fears, or even the simple fact that she had left to go to work without kissing him on the cheek. If this is what it would take to overcome Felicity Fate, then so be it. The night grew long as Amira made her way out of Glimmerbrook and to the sleepy countryside of Windenburg. There was another ghost disturbance, and that made the fourth one this week. It was only Thursday. With the amount of paranormal activity fluttering in the world, Amira almost wished she wasn't the only paranormal investigator in the business. Having a partner, or even some competition, would certainly help curb the veil's weakening threads. Well, hello there, she asked one of the spirits. Why can't you move on? She wasn't sure her question was heard over the tormented sobs. I had moved on, the ghost cried. Something pulled me back. I'm not the soul the lady wanted, though, but I can't find my way back. Please, please help me. So Amira did just that, tucking the information away in her mind. This home in Windenburg had quite a few things going on. First, there was obviously the ghost problem, and the second was that the veil was rather thin here, even more than usual. It was patchy. Then there was a strange vampire with no shoes, riding a bike in a fancy suit. Amir didn't know what to think about that one. The final thing, there were a lot of cats. Bristol Rivers was a certified cat lady, and also a kind little old lady who took in cat fosters and helped to find them good homes. She also did not appear worried in the slightest about the strange dolls in her home. But the cats, on the other hand, they hated the strange dolls, the ghosts, and most of all, the puddles and the awful, cracked hands. So for little Miss Bristol Rivers, for the sad ghosts and terrified cats, Amira cleansed the home of paranormal activity. Miss Rivers was not worried about paranormal disturbances or the fact that there was a strange woman she did hire and pay for to come to said home and do her job. No, not worried in the slightest about any of that. She just went right to sleep, soundly as a babe. Now that was one more case taken care of, but a whole never-ending tide left to go. Amira was tired, and she was scared. What if this didn't work? What if they failed? What if Felicity Fate wasn't the culprit? Finally, she couldn't bottle up her doubts and fears any longer. What if this doesn't work, Ezekiel? What if it isn't her? What if he cannot handle the power? But what if... My love, breathe, he assured his wife. One thing at a time. We studied the world, remember? Everything. Every single spell, every single string. It all leads to her. It has to be her. This is why we are preparing as carefully as we can. It will work. He would make sure of it. But still, Amira was terrified. Scared of losing her partner so many years. The father of her only child. Her best friend. But there were only two choices. To not participate in the ritual and let him do it alone, or be by his side, no matter the end. She knew which choice she would make. The morning of the ritual, Ezekiel woke early and left before Amira woke up. It was time to collect what he could before the moon rose. The flight to the beachside forest of Brindleton Bay took a little bit of time, but it was a calming flight. The morning sun gave him the warmth he needed, and that warmth turned into bravery. When his feet landed in the sand, he was ready. There were a lot of presents, both from nature and the many cats and dogs that were strays. He took everything he could find. He liked to think all the animals were giving him the gifts as a way of communicating that they were rooting for him. He usually wasn't whimsical in that regard, unlike his daughter. But the whimsy gave him courage, so it surely couldn't hurt. Then he saw Lou later in the day, and that was another reminder of why he was doing this. It was for the wolves and the injustices they were forced to endure. The veil tore them apart when it was topsy-turvy, and it surely was now. Maybe after the next 2 nights, they would be able to be free of this current climate. Ezekiel stayed until the sun began to creep slowly down, signaling he needed to get back to Glimmerbrook for the ritual. It was time. And the next time he visited the beachside town, he hoped he didn't see raging werewolves. It was alarming, and he worried for the innocent people. Especially when it came to Greg. If he could cage Felicity Fate and reverse the damage she caused, then things surely would get better, and Greg would remain in his corner of Moonwood Mill. It was what he hoped, anyway. Dun dun dun! So, that is a little bit more information, a little bit more on Ezekiel and Amira. Amira is worried, which I feel like she has every right to be. And Ezekiel is dealing with this by being a steadfast warrior and also partaking in less realism and more idealism right now than he normally does. So make of that what you will. I had a lot of fun actually just playing these two. I I had like rules set in place for the Nims had 3 days to collect things, and then the Westfalls had 3 days to collect things, like roughly in the same 3 days, you know what I mean? Of course, I just played them each 3 days, but shh, the story. Um, and it was really fun to just play these two and do what they normally do, minus tending to the bar. Um, and going to Brindleton Bay and also getting to see Bristol Rivers. I completely forgot. She was from the very first iteration of this save, the Fate Spell one. So I was like, oh my gosh, it's her! So that was really cool that the game was like, hey, paranormal activity, go fix it at this location. I was like, oh dang, one of the OG houses I made, and I'm still proud of it, so that's great. Um, and then going to Brundleton Bay, and I don't know about, and does anyone else just get giddy when they see the animals in The Sims 4? Like, they're so precious, and they run around and just do things, and it's so cute. I love watching them just move around and do what they're doing. Existing and like especially in Brindleton Bay because there's just so many. They're doing all these different things. There's strays, and that's really where the game is just like go ham, and I do adore that. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and this next Monday we're gonna have some gameplay and of the current house that I'm working on. I've actually gotten to play, guys. Oh my god, I got to play today, and I actually got to crochet. Like, I got to do things. I'm hoping I get to finish my chapter finally for my book. Like, dang, but oh my gosh, I gotta do things. I gotta make a video. And I hope I get to keep it up. So yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and it feels good to be back making content. Yep. Anyway, um, stay safe, and I hope you guys have a great week. And I'll see you when I see it, because this is not Brooks Legacy, and I cannot say the other thing on me. I can, but that's... Bye!